Hello everybody. In continuation of my previous lecture, which was related with the abstraction, so uh, we was discussing a representation of abstract factory, a concept of abstraction by using the UML diagram. So this is the UML diagram. Presently, you can see on the screen. So UML is basically a unified modeling language which is used as the blueprint of the software or the classes which have been used for the software development. Like we are having the blueprint of our building, we are having the diagrams. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the codes which basically we write. So here I am representing a list of classes which are basically linked with each other and they are a part of the system. So this rectangle is basically a representation of the class. So here this is basically, these are the classes. So here it is a domain model, means a number of classes which are connected together. So here this university, UGC, GBPUIT employee, DU employee, Tech College employee, Agri College employee, these are the classes which are connected together. So what is happening here? Since I told that abstraction is a concept of layering and reducing complexity, so here this UML diagram is a notion of layering and complexity reduction. How basically this concept is implemented over here? So here, since we are having a number of universities, so these n number of university, this is the abstract class of those university. So this abstract class basically provide a method by which we can access those university. So all the references of those universities, there can be n number of universities, can be accessed by the method which is declared over here. So this is the only declaration. So here I have taken only two universities method, which the one is my university GBPIT employee, another is Delhi University employee. So basically this is a university where there are a lot of employees. What I am trying to get is, the system will enter a name. Based on the name, it will try to identify the name of the university where that particular employee works, and finally it will generate the salary of that employee. So here all those universities are further subdivided into UGC and foreign universities. So we are having multiple universities in foreign and in India. In India, there is one central body UGC which takes care of all those universities. So similarly, we may have foreign universities. So here in UGC, I have taken only two universities for the representation. One is my university, that GBPUIT, and Delhi University. So here inside this UGC, this GBPUIT employee and DU employee. So this is again the abstract class. So we are having multiple abstract classes over here. One is university, another is GBPUIT employee, DU employee. So these abstract classes are having the concrete representation. So in my university, there is a technology college, there is agriculture college, there can be so many colleges. So all those classes can be attached with this GBPUIT employee. So here I have taken the GBPUIT employee because I will provide the system the name of the employee. Based on the name, it will try to identify whether the employee is from technology college, agriculture college, or in another college, and it will print the salary, calculate the salary of that employee. So here, the same way for the Delhi University employee, name will be entered in the system, and based on the name it will try to identify from which college that particular employee belongs, and it will calculate the salary and print. The same process can be applied to the foreign university. So there can be a number of universities in the India and in the abroad. They can be linked together and they can be accessed by the system. So here, this system together is a complex system because it is a number of universities. It is a collection of number of universities. Those universities can have the number of departments, number of colleges. Further, these colleges can have number of departments. So these universities are linked together by a central body, UGC, and they can be accessed by the outer system. So here basically we are trying to separate the layers. So all these technology college, agriculture college are grouped together and abstracted by university name GPPIT employee. So these are again abstract together inside the UGC. This UGC and this foreign university is abstract together inside the university. So these are the layers of abstraction. So this is the core layer which is abstracted inside these two layers. Again these two layers, this layer is abstracted inside this layer, and this layer, these two layers is abstracted here. So finally you can assume that this is a collection of abstract classes. So this collection we will call as factory. So this is an abstract factory. So this abstract factory can be accessed by a producer class. So this producer has the visibility of only this outer class. So with this help of university, I can read or retrieve the method of these classes. So I need not to expose these classes directly to the end user. So the end user is having only the visibility of this university producer. End user, I mean to say customer. Customer will see only university producer and will get the university by using this method. So customer will be calling only get university method. By this get university method, he can get the n number of universities from India or abroad. So it can get GPPIT employee, DU employee. By that, he will have access of UGC. By using the UGC, he can go up to GPPIT. From that GPPIT, based on the name which he has entered, he can either invoke the tech college employee or agriculture college employee. So this is the real example of abstraction. So, and it is basically meant for layering and reducing the complexity. So abstraction, the purpose of abstraction is basically to reduce the complexity by providing a certain kind of layering. So here, so if you have seen that there are multiple classes, so this class is basically linked together these multiple classes. So internally it generates an object graph. So this class is linked with this. So these notions are called as relations. So this university producer may have a number of universities. So this is an aggregation. This notion hollow rectangle is called as, this is for inheritance. This is for realization, that is realization or interface kind of thing. This is again a notion of inheritance. So since there are multiple classes which is connected together and we have we can expose only this class to the outer world user. So by using this class only, we can invoke the method of any of these classes. So if the user can create the object of this, automatically all the object of these classes will be created. So this will generate an object graph. Creating the object of this university producer will automatically create the object of university, UGC, or TU employee, Tech College employee, are the references of this. So this is what happens. So basically we are having the object graph. Another thing is that, so here this is the base class. By using this base class, we can retrieve the method of these derived classes which is at the lower layer in the diagram. So this is also again a concept of early binding and late binding. So what happens in the early binding? My compiler locates the target object at the compile line. So target object means, if suppose I am having a method of this calculate salary of technology college, which I am trying to invoke by using the university. So with the help of the university reference, if I am trying to invoke the method of this technology college, so what happens? Compiler will not be able to locate this technology college with the help of this university, because this is something which is traversed at the runtime. So if we are trying to invoke the method of the target object at the runtime, this concept is something which will be called as late binding, because at the runtime only the target object gets invoked with the help of the reference object. But if the compiler locates the target object at the compile time only, then that concept is known as early binding. So hope you have understood the concept of early binding and late binding. So in my next lecture, I will continue to writing the program of the same UML which we have seen. This UML program, I will try to write a program so that you can understand the concept of this abstract factory, which is a real example of abstraction, and this concept I will try to implement by using the three language as we had keep on seeing, by using C++, Java and Python, by which you will have a better understanding of implementing this kind of concept in all these languages. Hope you have understood this session. Thank you very much.